That looks like a lovely town.
You live here. What are you judging for?
I say it's a lovely, it's a lovely town. That's all I said. I love where I live. I love where I live. It's it's great.
It's beautiful.
People love me here, really.
What's not to love? You've been so faithful. You've helped direct people.
And yet I'm surrounded by people who love me, but I feel lonely inside.
But doctor, I am Pagliacci.
Because I know my only true friend is a demon inside.
Fair enough.
Yo,
that would make me feel pretty lonely.
It's real deep, man. Because he's the only friend that will never leave me. Man, I cleaned that really good. I felt like the visitors were coming by.
What do I do with you? There you are.
I was just leaving the tavern.
So stepping out into the tavern, you can see the various denizens going about their duties. Various peoples milling to and fro. And over towards the front gates of the city, you can see the guards. I should say. Situated as such. And they're just finishing talking to a fisherman, with a large trawl cage situated on his wagon. And you see him bickering, actually. You're kind of surprised to see that. But he is loudly bickering. I'm just going to put him like that. You see him loudly bickering with the guards. And a moment later, he looks over and he sees you, and his eyes brighten up. And he says, "Father! Father!"
Hey,
and he beckons you over. He keeps waving. He's like, "Father, come here!" And you can hear him audibly at this point as he's telling the guards, let the man of the cloth decide this little critter's fate. Let the wisdom of the gods decide it. Let not you lunk."
Yes. Tell me, child, what troubles you?
As you come upon, he shows you his fishing trawl. He opens the cage and he says, "Look upon, father, and see what I have brought, the wrench that sits within my catch." Now, Tez, for the last little while,
yes,
you've been having very intense dreams. You've seen your life flash before your eyes. You saw the key being handed to you. You remember playing in the tunnels as a youth. You remember losing that spear down that hole and then finding it again later. You remember the beating you received for losing it, and the complete ignorance that was shown when you showed up with it. Nobody cared. All these memories come and go. And you remember the moment that your father beat you for the loss of the spear. How wet and moist and soft it felt. What the hell's going on? And you come to, and the stark smell of fish fills your lungs. As you look around, and light pierces upon your vision, and you look up, and you see the faces of two individuals staring down at you.
Oh, man.
It looks like
I'm in a cage.
Well, you're kind of in a cage. You're at the bottom of a cage with the door open, and an old man situated on the cage is holding the lid open for another armored fellow who's peering down into it. He seems armed, but not concerned in any shape. Anyway, so the cage is open, and they're kind of just staring at you. So there it is. Terrific stuff.
I'm actually going to kind of slide and kind of back my way into the corner and just kind of sit there and shake for a second while I try and figure out what's going on.
Do you pee yourself as a defensive mechanism?
No, not yet. I am not going to invoke my ability to cower, beg, and all that yet.
Okay, no worries. As you move backwards, some of the guards behind come around and get a closer look at you at the back end of the cage, apparently a bit fascinated. The fisherman fellow continues, speaking to Don Vita. I would have stabbed through the wretch myself, having found him the way he was. But I looked upon him and saw a tattoo, a branding, as well as this. And he holds up a little leather pouch to Don Vita with a leather wrapping, a necklace perhaps, attached to it. Now with the 13 passive perception, Tez, you notice this and feel around your neck and realize it's gone.
Right. Okay.
I quickly think to myself, the key, not the key. Where's the key?
You know where the key is. You see the key.
Yeah.
You see the little pouch in the fisherman's hands just outside the cage.
Yes, as I squeak up in Draconic at first because of the fright and excitement in my head. The key, give me the key.
Don Vita, from the cage, you hear the kobold shout out. You can barely understand him, for his voice comes across at you as Kaze! 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 Kaze!
Somebody. It sounds like a child.
He is pointing currently, pointing frantically at the little pouch.
Pointing.
I don't know, actually, are you pointing? I shouldn't say that, I'm sorry. Are you pointing?
I'm more like reaching for it, not
Okay.
really pointing, but
Okay,
swatting
fair enough.
towards it.
Okay, and so as I calmly speak to the fisherman, fisherman, where do you find this? Why is this child pointing to the pouch? What's the significance of this? Do speak.
The fisherman looks upon you and says, "This wretch was found some distance yonder upon the hillsides leading towards the lakes. Those areas have been known to be ancient ruins, and the fishing there is, one might say, better than it should be. To be honest, I have no idea of the magics that may entail there, but I do know that my bounty as a result of them is always bettered, and I thought it's the benefit of the gods. Now that said, I've seen this sigil, this mark that you'll see on the back of his neck. I have seen that on waystones located in the hills yonder.
I see. An ancient civilization, it seems.
I know not
believe-
of these things, Father. You are the wise man. I am but a humble fisherman.
I think we should approach him kindly and with the the blessing of gods. We should come to the bottom of this little thing we're going on. I believe we should, and I kind of pointed toward the guards and like, hold your weapons. It's nothing but a child. Let me attempt to speak to it, and I believe that the God will protect us. Nothing will happen. And,
Fair enough. Paler watches all. He also says the fisherman holds your arm and says, "Father, you should know. He did speak in his sleep. Tongues mostly, but I recognize the word Orcus. Orcus, that's the demons, isn't it?"
Oh, you know very little about your dear father.
My apologies, Father.
I have
And he
learned
bows down
of
and he
things
steps
that
away.
you can barely imagine. So, do trust in me as you have always done, my son.
And with that, he bows his head and he steps away without a word.
Okay, cool. All right, and then I decide to approach the cage very with precaution. I kind of shove my hands up like I'm like, just kind of shaking them like slowly.
Tez, the large human armored figure before you calls upon the heavens. You watch as he raises his arms up, and you recognize it as the shamans in the tribe would do, to bring demand upon those in their presence.
Oh.
Tez, what do you do?
Do I see this as a hostile? Is this a hostile showing?
No, in fact, I believe you are the one that is invoking this attention drawing.
Oh, okay. So the attention drawing. So I'll go on with that, I guess.
Yes. In seeing him do this, I am going to kneel as we all do when the shaman calls for the attention.
Oh, very good.
Excellent. I try to. I like to kind of like, since I'm really big and tall, I want to appear not very,
So you kind of
intimidating.
kneel down
So
halfway?
I kind of come down on one knee.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Bringing yourself down to eye level as one would speak with a child.
Yes, I do. I don't know what I can offer to it. I'm gonna attempt to speak common to it and see if it understands
Tess,
me.
as he comes towards you, you see that he is being weak, and you're not sure why. He is portraying weakness. It is not typical. But as he comes towards you, you don't feel as afraid. But you also notice that he's got the key in his hands.
Right. Okay. I ignored the key and so bypassed that.
You've got the key. The fisherman
I get the key.
Yeah, the fisherman gave you the key, and you don't really care about it, clearly at this point.
Right.
The point is you're approaching it saying you've got it in your grasp.
Alright, so I secure it away and I examine the child to see if it's injured or sick or malnutrition. It was found in a cage.
As you come towards it, Don Vida can easily see that the air quotes child in the cage is in fact a lizard form, a miniature dragon humanoid thing.
Okay.
And the fisherman comes back towards and says, "'Tis not a child, sir."
But there are more than one race. You must recognize that. I see all childs of gods, whether human or not.
I see, sir. You meant not in fact child as a young, but child as in a child of, yes, of course. And he backs up again.
Thank you, my son. Thank you. And so, do I recognize if it's injured?
It looks like it is injured in a severe form.
Oh, in a very severe form. Then I kind of bring my hands together and I decide to heal it with I guess I'll do a medicine check.
Okay, with a medicine check, you successfully see that he's hurt.
Oh, okay. So I guess I have to use Cure Wounds to fix him, but I'll go ahead and do that. Let's see. So it's 1d8.
Are you doing this magically?
I am doing this magically since I don't have any kits with me. I wasn't prepared. I just came out.
No,
of the
you
tavern.
were, but then you had a pregnancy to deal with.
I did just give birth to a child.
I was gonna say, yeah, you used up your medical kit. There will be another one for you back at the church.
Right. So I have to use. We'll have to use magic for this one since I already used it for.
You got acolytes that trim your herbs and put together kits and blah blah blah. You got that locked down. That's fine.
Okay. Cool. So I have to roll for this one, huh?
Please do.
Let's see.
It's a D8 plus 1. I'm pretty sure.
There it is. It's a D8. It's a D8 plus my modifier, and then I get a +3 because I'm a luck.
Fantastic stuff. All right, that's a nice heal actually. That probably put him at full.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
How many hit points do you actually have, Taz?
10. I have 10 hit points.
Fantastic. So, full on, you are 100% healed. The arrow head itself is pushed out of your back, your spine, where your muscles were cut, are sutured and rejuvenated, and a cooling sensation rushes from that sixth spinal piece down from the top of your neck, outwards through your shoulder blades, across your arms, and a moment later,